We are following in this week's Burden of Proof. The family of the late rapper Tupac Shakur has hired a team of investigators to look into what they say is a link between Sean Diddy Combs and the murder of the hip-hop star in 1996. Popular TikTok creator Mr. Prada has been arrested and charged with the second-degree murder of a therapist in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, after claims of the influencer's possible involvement went viral on social media. And two of the officers accused of being involved with the 2020 death of Breonna Taylor have been indicted yet again. So let's bring in former federal prosecutor and president of West Coast Trial Lawyers, Nima Rahmani. Nima, thank you for joining us.
Oh, wow. So it's actually getting really interesting. Oh, I didn't even know that we're going to speak on this.
Again on this Sunday. I want to begin with what so many people are talking about, this Tupac investigation. The family of the hip-hop megastar alleging that Diddy may have had something to do with his murder in 1996. They've hired a powerhouse attorney, a team of investigators. What do you make of this?
Well, Phil, I mean, these accusations have been going on for quite some time, and Tupac's family have hired Alex Spiro, who is actually handling the defense of Mayor Eric Adams, who we've been talking about. And we all know that Diddy's being prosecuted by that same office. Now, the challenge here is, even though the allegations are that, Combs may have been involved in the 1994 shooting of Tupac that obviously didn't kill him, and then potentially the murder 2 years later, someone else is being prosecuted for this murder right now in Las Vegas, and that's Keefe Davis. He's alleged to be the shot caller in the murder of Tupac. So I'm not sure that this investigation will go too far, especially when someone else is being held criminally accountable for that murder.
Let's move on then to the TikTok star, Mr. Prada. He's been charged, possible.
Okay, so they got that going on. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm not saying this. I think any investigation should happen that that law enforcement believes has some legitimacy, right? But, at this point, it's kind of, top of the morning, Donnie. At this point, it's been like 30 years almost, You know what I mean? Like, it's like coming up on 30 years, something like that. How many years has it been? Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess when you're on federal indictment charges, regarding what the New York feds have grabbed Puffy for, which is like 5 felony charges. 2 of them have the possible life sentence if he's found guilty. One of them is connected to that videotape that released with Cassie in the hallway, in the hotel. I believe that's almost like part of that is an open and shut case, and then I think that's connected to 2 felonies. What is it? Imprisonment. And what's the other one? It's trafficking, depending on how she got to come to be with Puffy that day, what the communications are, things like that. But to me, it seems like the rest of this is just like, who knows? But rest in peace to Tupac Shakur. Peace to his family, whatever peace they can get from any investigation. I hope they get it. It's terrible because it turns out that a lot of the stuff he was saying turns out to be very, very true. I don't think Pac would want for this for Keefe. But then again, you're right, Donnie. He did it to himself. I mean, come on, if you're going to play a role in that, then hey, buddy, you now got to face the consequences. And again, it's such a shame that people go into an industry like the entertainment industry, the music industry, and are faced with death, faced with all these crazy contracts. I mean, Tupac got out of jail. How did he even get out of jail the first time? It's like he got bond or something like that, and the bond was part of death row, so he went from jail. If he wouldn't have gotten that deal with Death Row, he would be in jail for some other things that they say Puffy might be linked to setting him up for. Who knows, man? Because you're never going to know at this point, I think, unless, even if people tell the truth at this point, 30 years later, it's way too long, man. It's way too long. So, yeah, man. But I wouldn't want my child to be in that kind of extortion game just because they're an artist. I mean, just because they're an artist. I mean, it's a damn shame, you know. People want to make music. People have talents, and then they sign up to work on that talent, thinking the best. And then, lo and behold, you find yourself in a whole nother world of trouble, man. So it's terrible, man. But rest in peace to Tupac. And yeah, we're gonna see what comes out of it. Sean Diddy Combs, you know, deserves whatever he gets, whatever role he played in any of that. And I ain't got no love for any of that. I don't have any love for it. I mean, I love art myself. I love music myself. This is one of the reasons why I stopped focusing in the music industry directly, looking for artist deals and production deals and things like that, and just decided a long time ago, hey man, I'm good just being regular and doing my own music for fun, you know, and things like that. And if I run into good friends and people that I love and respect and I think are talented, then I can lend a hand. But as far as the contracts, like deep contracts and things like that, you know, I couldn't say I really experienced a vibe where I would depend on too many people, you know. Yeah, the folks I was rolling with, I liked how they were doing their business. It was just before all these crazy deals came into effect. And who would have known that these guys are getting deals like this? The cats I was rolling with were not getting deals like this. They had lawyers. The cats I was rolling with had a key man clause in their contract that said if the lead A&R president of the company was somehow thrown off, then the group could walk. Artist and everything, you know. So they kept their name. And actually they didn't even sign the publishing deal, which came after so much investment, after music videos shot, whole album produced, you know. And that's how I got in the mix to even know anything about Bad Boy back then when they started in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even know anything about it. But looking at it back on it now, it's like, damn, man, it could have turned left. But again, the company I was rolling with and my homeboys, they were on Palace Records. So we ain't have nothing to do with any of those kind of contracts. Palace was owned by a billionaire Japanese dude or financer. So he was trying to get his company in the American music market. So we didn't even have contracts like that. Even if you came in the studio and did pop, 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 you get a point for that on the records you worked on, things like that. So I was lucky, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But damn, look at all these guys. I looked and thought like, wow, these dudes, they got on and they performed. And then you look at all the cats that came at that time that were really big. A lot of the cats, look what kind of hell they going through, man. So, you know, I would never want to be in that situation. I'm not making music and risking my life, having to fight over all kinds of stuff after you throw your heart and sweat and tears into music. So, I mean, but hey, but in any case, let's see if he's going to get some justice. Now, the next story obviously is this one. Let's see what's up with Trump.
They stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank. They stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank so they could give it to their illegal immigrants that they want to have vote for them this season.
This was a tragic hurricane. This was maybe the worst hurricane we've ever had. And he's got no money. And we said, what happened to all the money? They were given billions for this. He spent it on illegal migrants coming into the country, a big percentage of which are murderers.
Is it even legal to lie like this? Can't the federal government even sue him for lying? That's the part I don't get. Like, this type of lying is creating around now check this out. Around the election period, To me, this just seems like something so foul that you can't have these kind of antics in an election cycle. Just open lying, repeated lying over and over and over. I mean, at what extent can a person running for office in the public going out to mass media, at what extent is that an actual crime to just flat out lie? But we're gonna find out. I mean, we know Trump got plenty of lies. He's his whole damn life is a damn lie down there, professionally. But let's see.
So that was
a tragic hurricane. This was maybe the worst hurricane we've ever had, and he's got no money. And we said, what happened to all the money?
He's got no money? No, they have money. They have money. They're using the money right now to help people. The bill that they're trying to get through Congress now, it's not the money that's in action now. They're talking about right after. They have to have more funds because they're expecting another hurricane. And even so, you have to have money reserved already. Do you really want to wait for a hurricane to hit and then you expect Congress and the Senate to act afterwards the way these people are acting now? You wanna wait for a hurricane to hit and then you start doing? No. So the money that they're using now was already assigned, already ready. What they're asking for is more additional funding because another hurricane is coming to hit. How well do you want your citizens treated? How well do you want the people affected treated? How fast do you want the recovery to go? How well organized do you want the recovery to be? And it's a damn shame. And right after this, I'm going to go to some clips of what it really looks like down there. But in these areas, and we're going to see what's happened. But apparently, a lot of the states, we know, are places where there's Republican reps on the state level, on the federal level. And they had the nerve, some of them on the federal level, to vote against additional funding. I don't get it. Where are they going to provide their facts at? Who's going to be liable? Can these people be legally liable to the American people for lying or holding or delaying funding? And keep in mind, the funding that they're talking about already has been taken from taxpayers. It's already been collected from taxpayers all over the country. And the people that aren't even affected by the hurricane, their money too, and they're happy to assist. They're happy their funds are going, federal dollars are going to assist people because they have family members in these states too. Just because you live in one state doesn't mean you don't have family members in another state, or even business in another state. You see what I mean? Like, hey, Bev, things worth knowing. I mean, let's see what else they got.
Given billions for this. He spent it on illegal migrants coming into the country, a big percentage of which are murderers.
So that was who spouting nonsense and lies about the federal response to Hurricane Helene. In response, the Charlotte Observer editorial board condemned Trump's rhetoric, saying it fractures the reeling community at a time it needs healing. Also, because of Trump's lies, FEMA had to create a whole new webpage to debunk the dangerous statements about the agency's work. Joining me now to sound off is my great panel, Maya Rupert, former
Wait 1 second. Let me see if I can. Oh, hold on. I'm going to let this play. I'm going to see if I can look that
campaign manager for Julian Castro and former senior campaign advisor for Elizabeth Warren, and former Illinois Congressman Joe Walsh, 2020 presidential candidate and director of The Social Contract. Joe is also a member of the Republicans for Harris Initiative. Maya, Joe, thank you both very much for coming to the Sunday show. Maya, you're the newbie here. So your reaction to Donald Trump saying all that nonsense and lies, and I can't curse. It's Sunday.
Hey, Andrea.
Curse.
Well,
I don't think we need to curse. I think what we can say is that it's dangerous. And I think that's the most, that is the way we can condemn it the most. This is a community of people. People are dealing with displacement. They're dealing with shortages. This is a moment that a country should come together, and the Republican nominee for president is going out of his way to scare people. And he's lying. None of this is true. Right. It is easily, provably untrue. Right. But he's doing it because he thinks he can get a political gain from it.
And yet on that, Joe, isn't he doing it because he feels he's getting a political gain from it?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I won't curse either. He's an utterly, he's an utterly horrible human being. We know that. He lies as he breathes. Jonathan, the danger is the lie is picked up by everyone on the right. The vast majority of right-wing voices have echoed the lie. And the danger, to what Maya said, the danger is the millions of Americans who believe this now.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm going to switch gears. I was going to play something else. I want to play this.
All right, hold on. Let me see something here. Just so folks get this, right? This is an actual the federal government. Yes, guess what? And here's the funny thing about it. Reps on the Republican side, they won't pass a vote to provide additional funding for the impending hurricane that's about to come after the hurricane that just went through, right? But guess what they will have to pay for? Guess all the people that are affected by it, they are going to have to wait for Congress and the Senate to act. But guess what some money will go to when the federal government has to make a website to debunk lies. Here it is right here. That's your taxpayer dollars that has to pay for that, y'all. That's the taxpayer dollars that have to pay for this. This is insane. So they don't want to fund the hurricane effort, but this is what's going to be paid for anyway. They have to do something about this. Now before we go into this, let me just see one thing here. Look, here's the site. FEMA launches webpage to respond to rumors. I mean, this is the government site, FEMA.gov. FEMA launches webpage to respond to rumors and confirm the facts related to Hurricane Helene response and recovery. Oh, wow, my goodness. Washington, after disaster rumors and misunderstandings can spread rapidly through traditional and social media and via word of mouth by friends, neighbors, and colleagues. Are they friends? How could you do your colleagues like this? How could you do your neighbors like this? Spread false information. False or misleading information can harm survivors by causing confusion and preventing people from getting the help they need. FEMA has always used a rumor response page during disasters to get critical information to survivors to help correct rumors and provide accurate information for Hurricane Helene. FEMA launched a rumor response page and Hurricane Helene webpage to provide accurate information. Let's go to here. Oh my goodness. There are ways that you can keep yourself, your family, and your community safe after Hurricane Helene. Find trusted sources of information, share information from trusted sources, discourage others from sharing information from unverified sources. It's important right now to not share information that you have not gone in and verified yourself, found from a government website, by the way. You can read just like we reading this page right now. Folks can go into the actual place where the people are collecting the data from the ground who have way more resources than somebody sitting back in a corner, unidentified and anonymous on, Facebook or on social media posting a meme. And they're everywhere, these memes. Fact, this is false. FEMA has enough money for immediate response and recovery needs. If you were affected by Helene, do not hesitate to apply for disaster assistance, as there is a variety of help available for different needs. FEMA Disaster Relief Funds has enough funding to support Hurricane Helene efforts, and FEMA has what it needs for immediate response and recovery efforts. As FEMA Administrator Dana Criswell has said, she has the full authority to spend against the president's budget, but we're not out of hurricane season yet. So we need to keep a close eye on it. Does that sound so horrible? Or does that sound responsible? Fact, this is false. Oh, rumor, FEMA will only provide $750 to disaster survivors to support their recovery. Fact, this is false. This is a type of assistance that you may be approved for soon after you apply, called serious needs assistance. And this really is important for a lot of people. People that are on the ground have no way to pay to relocate, no way to pay for a hotel, no way to pay for gas, no way to get anything to get the hell out of Dodge, right? Or whatever else they need to get by, even if they stay there, right? This type of assistance that you may be approved for soon after you apply, called serious needs assistance. It's an upfront, flexible payment to help cover essential items like food, water, baby formula, breastfeeding supplies, because they're babies. Somebody's got to take care of the babies. Medication, yes, health, and other emergency supplies. There are other forms of assistance that you may qualify for to receive, and serious needs assistance is an essential payment you may receive while FEMA assesses your eligibility for additional funding. So that immediate assistance, serious need assistance that's upfront is not the only funding that's out there. It's just the start. It's just the beginning, the immediate part. As your applications continue to be reviewed, and your application might be about your home, repair costs, check this out. Assistance is an initial payment. Okay. As your application continues to be reviewed, you may still receive additional forms of assistance for other needs, such as support for temporary housing, personal property, and home repair costs. If you have questions about your disaster assistance application and what you qualify for, only contact 1-800. If you're in the US, 1-800-621-3362 to speak with FEMA, only FEMA representatives in your language. They might have it. Guess what? They got it in MAGA language, which is broken English. I'm not dissing broken English, but since they want to talk about migrants, MAGA language is a form of broken English, They don't even speak. They can't read the FEMA website, y'all. So they might even have an alternative person to break this shit down to them. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I have to laugh about this. You got to laugh sometimes, y'all. Rumor. FEMA is asking for cash donations and turning away volunteers. Who made that up? Where'd you find that out of? Was that on Facebook? Was that on a YouTube video from somebody anonymous and unidentified? FEMA does not ask or accept cash, any cash donations or volunteers. They don't want you. You're in trouble. They don't need you to volunteer. FEMA got folks on the ground paid to take care of this. We encourage people who want to help to volunteer with or donate cash. I mean, look at this. This is Donald Trump. He went out there and was like, hey, y'all, hey, send me your money. Send me your money. I'm going to help. I volunteer. Did that money, where did that go? We encourage people who want to help to deliver with or donate cash to reputable voluntary or charitable assistance. Right. Reputable. I'm sorry, not reputable. Reputable. After a disaster, sending cash to reputable voluntary organizations is often the best way to help, as it provides the greatest flexibility for these organizations working on the ground to purchase exactly what is needed. To get in touch with a volunteer organization involved in Hurricane Helene response, not Donald Trump, Mar-a-Lago help, go to www.nvoad.org. Then you will get some trusted websites that are, looked into and verified by FEMA. If you encounter someone claiming to represent FEMA and asking for donations, be careful, as that is likely a scam. Government employees are not authorized to solicit money or donations. Rumor: funding for FEMA disaster response was diverted to support international efforts or border related issues. That's a rumor. That's not a fact. This is false. No money is being diverted from disaster response needs. FEMA disaster response efforts and individual assistance is funded through the Disaster Relief Fund, which is a dedicated fund for disaster efforts. Disaster Relief Fund money has not been diverted to other non-disaster related efforts. Okay. The funding for communities to support migrants is appropriated by Congress to Customs and Border Control. It has nothing to do with disaster relief. It has nothing to do with FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund. FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund has enough funding to support Hurricane Helene efforts, and FEMA has what it needs for immediate response and recovery efforts. As FEMA Administrator Deanna Criswell has said, she has the full authority to spend against the president's budget, but we're not out of the hurricane season yet. So we need to keep a close eye. Rumor, the next rumor is FEMA is confiscating donations meant for survivors. This is false. FEMA does not take donations or food from survivors or voluntary organizations. Donations of food, water, or other goods are handled by voluntary organizations who specialize in storing, sorting, cleaning, and distributing donated items. FEMA does not conduct vehicle stops or handle road closures with armed guards. Those are done by local enforcement. So that's FEMA's website. That's what they say. So be careful about frauds that are out to screw over your life in this disaster. Because think about this. You need help. Think about this. If you need help and then some sucker comes along and gives you false information like it's a joke, what if that false information is the difference between you living and dying? Your baby living and dying. Your child, your spouse living and dying, your grandparents, your mother, your father living and dying, your neighbor. Think about that. You get false information and spread it to your neighbor. I mean, think about how foul that is. Think about what type of person would do that. I mean, if you ask me, I would say that's the scum of the earth. And even though I don't have this set up right now totally on Restream, you know what time of day it is and what these kind of people need, right? That's basically what they need, because this is really ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. All right, now let me see something. Let me go back. Yeah, man, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Let me see. I've been following these false accusations pushed by MAGA. These people is out of control. Yeah, so let's go back to this one. Hold on, what's up with this? Where is it at? Let's go. So they're basically calling the federal government evil. Who's the federal government? Who are they? They're people that come from states all across the country, Americans from all different types of backgrounds, all different types of geographical locations, desert, mountains, people that live on the water, on the coast, people that lives in the valleys, in the hills, in the cities, in the countryside, in the trailer park. These are all of us. These are people just like them too. and they're calling them evil. They're calling them evil. But Donald Trump wants some of that federal assistance. He'll take it gladly. He'll take that money from what? What they're calling evil? Check this out. Yeah, you said there's no sound, Donnie? How's the sound now? Let me see something. Check, check, check. Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear? Let's keep it rolling. Oh, you can't hear the video? You can't hear the video? Let me see something. Let me go back to this one. Can you hear it now? Could you hear it now when I just played it? Let me. Yo, put a 1 in the chat if you cannot hear this video right here. No sound. Okay, so you can't hear the sound. You still can't hear the sound? All right, let me see what I can do here. 2 seconds, y'all. Yeah, are we back? All right. Let me know if you can hear me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna close this off for a second, and then I'm going to throw this back up. See what it do. Yeah, let's see. Live this morning. Put the camera on. Let me see what the chat look like. Okay, everybody's still here. I'm gonna play this video. Put a 1. Put a 2 if you can hear it. Put a 2.
You know, misstatements and misspeaking, which compared to what Donald Trump does on the daily, I just can't get worked up about this. But listen to what Governor Walz had to say.
I will own up when I misspeak. I will own up when I make a mistake. Let's be very clear. On that debate stage the other night, I asked one very simple question, and Senator Vance would not acknowledge that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election. I think they're probably far more concerned with that than my wife and I used IUI to have our child, and that Donald Trump would restrict that. So I think folks know who I am. My constituents here in Minnesota have elected me 8 times.
Okay, Maya, that's my first time seeing that clip. Ooh, that's a masterclass in a beatdown.
Absolutely. That was fantastic. It was well done, because I think what he's pointing out is what we've seen over and over again in this race. When somebody misspeaks, those are gaffes. That's what you're used to hearing, and sort of having to get explained away on a debate stage. The moments that we have been most troubled, I think, in this race are comments by Trump and Vance that are not them misspeaking. It is them, maybe inadvertently, but them definitely revealing their genuine ethos. And that is what has been so concerning to people. When Walz was on that stage, he was trying to say, this is when I misspoke. Vance was trying to explain away genuine beliefs he still holds.
None of this matters. Trump again yesterday lied about the upcoming election. Nothing Tim Walz says should come close to that.
Okay, let me see something. I'm gonna do a little check here just to redo the audio. I mean, to make sure the net is working right. 2 seconds here. Is it coming up? Here we go. AirTimes. Check. All right. Can y'all hear me? Check. Check. Okay, yeah, because I can't really see it now on my, StreamYard is not giving me a signal. So, it's not letting me know that the audio is working. Hold on, let me just double check here inside of this little setting. Audio, check. Okay, what's the deal with that? Is there something not working with the audio? Let me see here. Audio, input, volume, check. Internal microphone. Check. Okay. So if you can hear me now, I'm just gonna let it rock. Yeah, something's not. I think it's restream, man. It's not really that great. In any case, it is what Biden has to say about this. So let's go.
Be free and fair. I don't know whether it will be peaceful. The things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time out when he didn't like the outcome of the election were very dangerous. If you notice, I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election. They haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election. So I'm concerned about what they're going to do.
That was President Biden on Friday, making his first ever appearance in the White House briefing room.
Now, what I like about Biden is that he's hey, good morning. Good morning. What's the word for the day? I hope you can hear me. I hope the audio is good. Let me know if the audio is good. What I like about Biden is he speaks calmly, clearly, and he doesn't, it's hard to get him to out of his swag. You know what I mean? In that way, he's a good politician. I mean, not only that way, but how he communicates, he doesn't create what do they call it? Incite a riot. He doesn't get people to go into chaos. He doesn't even indicate what he could decide to do if things don't go right, And I like the response that Biden gave, because he just said that he's getting concerned about post-election violence, or he didn't even say post-election violence. Let's hear this one more time to be sure exactly what he said.
I'm confident it'll be free and fair. I don't know.
He's confident it will be free and fair.
Whether it will be peaceful.
He doesn't know whether it will be peaceful.
Things that Trump has said and the things that he said last time out when he didn't like the outcome of the election were very dangerous. If you notice, I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election.
He noticed that the vice presidential candidate did not say if he would accept the results of the election.
Haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election.
He didn't even accept the outcome of the last election. Hold on, let me hear that back.
I noticed that the vice presidential Republican candidate did not say he'd accept the outcome of the election.
Okay, he didn't say he would accept the outcome of this election.
They haven't even accepted the outcome of the last election.
And he hasn't even accepted the outcome of the last election.
So I'm concerned about what they're going to do.
He's concerned about what they're going to do. Now, keep in mind that when the president says he's concerned, what do you think that means exactly? But I like how he said it, because he didn't incite a riot. You can decide what you want from that. But in my thinking, the leader of the executive branch with the executive pen has the right to protect the country in an emergency. He don't always have to go. He can instruct people to act, yes, against a threat. So the federal government has already said regarding this election, they are ready. They are on par. They will be prosecuting anybody in any way that attempts to harass voters, interfere with the election in any possible way. So my thinking is that Biden is a cool, calm, collected kind of dude, but the response is probably going to be very, very thorough on the FBI police level. You see what I'm saying? They will be going after people this time. The last time they let people run around and do whatever they wanted, they were a little in shock, like, what the hell is going on with these people? Like, are they really doing this? Or do they really want to call for the hanging of the vice president because he won't break the law? So I think this time around, if I was these people, well, fuck it. I'm not these people. Let them do what they want to do. You know what I mean? Everybody else, do your job. Go vote. Mind your business. You know what I'm saying? And watch what's going to happen when these people run amok. That's what I say. They deserve anything that they get. And keep in mind, there's probably no other Western nation that you ever heard of playing games about elections and disaster relief. Usually they want people to uphold the democracy. Usually they want people to vote. This time around, there's some people that got some other kind of ideas that think somehow things are going to go differently and that they can rewrite the rule book and they can circumvent the law and that the rules apply to them differently. We should be offended by that. People that have had it hard, haven't had it easy, but still struggle to do the right thing, right? And yet these folks acting like they don't have to do the right thing. What's so special about them that they don't have to follow the law? What's so special about them that they even have it in their mind that the law works different for them? What's up with that? But in any case, Biden, he said it calm, cool, and collected. He's a little worried. If I was them, when a president with the authority that the Supreme Court just gave You know, albeit they intended for the power to be for Trump. Biden's still the president. So they gave him power. They gave him power. They gave him extra power. He don't even have to use it because the federal government they operate inside of the nation. They are there to protect people, rights, protect people's civil rights, property, things like this, to prosecute those that violate the law. So that's already their mandate. But Biden, he's got a little bit more extra power to that. Got that pen. You see what I mean? And if I was Biden, I would just use that pen just like he's using it now. Make a calm, cold, rational decision. Somebody's marching around trying to harass voters at the voting booth. Give them some more authority. Whatever, they already have the authority. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous, man. Let me see here. Yeah, Donnie. Yeah, bro. You know, right thing hard to do for some and most, man. I myself, I don't like being messed with and toyed with. So therefore, I always try to do the right thing. I always try to do the right thing because I don't want somebody coming to me being able to say, oh, you did this, you broke that rule, you're trying to violate this, you're violating people. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that, just like I don't want somebody violating me. So I won't be going out to the voting booths harassing voters. Even if they vote for MAGA, even if they vote for Trump, I'm not going to be taking my down there to harass them. I won't be harassing people organizing voters for MAGA. You know, I won't be doing none of that. I won't be marching down to the Capitol, you know what I'm saying, threatening to hang somebody. I won't be doing that. You see what I mean? But apparently they will be doing it. So, oh, you say you can't hear me? Okay, this is StreamYard, y'all, so bear with me. This is Restream. It's a new app that I'm using. So let me know. Put 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Put 2 in the chat because Bev says she can't hear. So let's see here. I just want to make sure the audio is working properly. Yeah, Restream. It's been pretty interesting. But I'm on the landline. I'm on the landline right now. Yeah, Donnie. Indeed, rock solid, head held high, ain't no other way. Exactly. There's no other way. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you guys can hear me. All right, so there we go. So Bev, check out your phone. Check out your phone. All right, let's continue and see what he got to say here.
That was President Biden on Friday, making his first ever appearance in the White House briefing room, and he delivered a warning about the peaceful transfer of power after November's election. Joining us now, national political correspondent for Politico, Meredith McGraw. Meredith, good to see you this morning. So let's talk right there. The president's not wrong. The Republican ticket has not pledged to honor the results of this coming election. I know law enforcement is deeply concerned about the possibility of more violence this time around. What are you hearing from other Republicans?
You got to be a wacko if you hear the federal government, the president, say he's concerned about the peaceful transition of power. The federal government a month ago already said they're concerned and ready, to prosecute people, even people planning. Even if you just sit there on a website and start planning, you better be talking about you going to do something. Your ass is in the line of fire from the federal government. And now we hear police. That's not the federal government. Police are worried. But these people toying around with folks' lives, they don't seem to be worried. They just so bold. They out there, ready to go. They just know how it's going to go down. They're going to take that power back with violence. They're going to force people to do what they want them to do. And if not, they claiming and are claiming that they're willing to use violence. So,
what do they think might happen?
Well, President Biden said that he expected a free and fair election, but he really did stop short of expressing confidence that there would be a peaceful transfer of power. And we know that there are serious concerns from the federal government about January 6th about the possibility of violence again. We know that DHS Secretary Mayorkas has made January 6th and the electoral vote count, a special national security event. There's going to be beefed up security this time around. An extra scrutiny on how Secret Service, of course, handles this event again. But, Biden is responding to J.D. Vance on the debate stage last week, saying, or not directly answering the question about whether he and Trump would accept the election results. And it comes to, as we heard at the Butler rally over the weekend, Trump and people like Elon Musk saying that this could be the last election if he doesn't win.
Yeah, so Meredith, you led me to exactly where I wanted to go next. There's so much happening.
Yo, I'm sorry. Do you know, just think about this for everybody else. If you said something like that, this might be the last election if I don't win. I'm pretty sure that means you have a mental disorder. You're experiencing, some sort of, what do they call it? Mental illness. That's what that is. Talking about it's going to be the last election and we don't. Yo, bro, you're mentally ill at this point, and not in a good way, not in a fair way, because there will be another election, J.D. Vance. You ain't got that kind of power, bro. I mean, you can try to use it. They could send these MAGA people better understand that these fools on the podium are sending them to the insane asylum and prison at the same time. Because you're going to be in prison talking about, oh, you can't hear me? Oh, you can't take the L. Yeah, they can't take the L, okay? They're going to be sending people to the Fed. And they're going to be in the Fed talking about, the aliens did it. It was the aliens, y'all. It wasn't a fair election. The Democrats, they made the hotel. Don't you know that's insane asylum talk? Yo, they could throw you in the Fed for a crime and also wrap you up and throw you in a little, isolation room for a while until you calm down, give you some meds. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but I'm just saying, you got only one life. So I'm going to just say it how I see it. Yeah, I'm going to say it how I see it. This is insane talk. Let's hear the man talk insane again.
Happening this week.
At the Butler rally over the weekend, Trump and people like Elon Musk saying that this could be the last election if he doesn't win.
Elon Musk, fuck you. And also, you should be in the insane asylum also. If you really believe that, go right ahead. If you really believe it, hey, man, they got some meds for you, some medication for you, too, up in the federal prison. Yeah, that's what they do. They do it. A lot of times criminals have mental illness. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing new. Half of these people that go into the pen get diagnosed with something serious, like they get diagnosed with something. And these MAGA people, their brains is all out there. It's scrambled. They can't even see the forest from the trees. I mean, the moment you start talking about Democrats have a hurricane making machine, yeah, what can I say?
Yeah, so Meredith, you led me to exactly where I wanted to go next. There's so much happening this weekend. I think sort of was somewhat overlooked that former President Trump returned to Butler County, the exact site of the assassination attempt back.
Psychotic meltdown.
In July to hold another rally. Elon Musk, as you mentioned, made a cameo. Tell us more about what we heard.
Well, this was part celebration. It was part a commemoration where they, gave tribute to one of Trump's supporters who lost his life and the two other.
I'm sorry, y'all. What the hell does Elon Musk want? Do he think these people don't even want electric cars? What the fuck is he supporting them for? People should think about that. What's his beef? MAGA people don't want electric cars. Elon Musk is selling electric automated cars. MAGA people, do they want robots? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's something new, but I thought they didn't want robots. Isn't that part of the conspiracy? The robots are coming to take over. But here's Elon Musk, and somehow they align with Elon Musk? That makes no sense whatsoever. So what does Elon Musk really want? Is it that he's pissed off that the federal government ain't going to help him no more in his business? Is he pissed off that the federal government, that the United States, one of probably the biggest market for buying goods, right? Because of the size of the middle class. Is he pissed off that the federal government is not kissing his ass and can find somebody else to make some electric cars too? And some robots too? Is that what he's pissed off about? Because he's aligned himself with MAGA people that don't want electric cars. Like, what the hell is up with that? That makes no sense. He's talking about if it's not this election, it's the last one. Bro, what about your cars? You don't want to sell them to nobody? Who you think you're going to sell them to? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's on this Terminator shit, Donnie. Maybe he's on this Terminator shit, but I think the U.S. government has its own engineers outside of the private sector that have already thought of something like that. Yeah, boy, he showed his ass, Elon Musk. What the hell is he talking about?
Others who were injured and just the harrowing and traumatic aspect of that day. But of course, it was also a Trump rally. And so it was filled with all the hallmark features of a Trump rally itself. But, you know, we noted in our story at Politico just about how this is a different political circumstance for Trump coming into this rally. He needs to win Pennsylvania. It's a must-win battleground state for the Harris and Trump campaigns. And so part of this, too, was about ginning up support in that part of the state as well.
Yeah, you could not be more right. In the aftermath of that assassination attempt, his last visit in Butler, Trump was riding high in the polls. He went into the convention.
They say that's the first time anyone has ever gone back, any candidate has ever gone back to the scene of the crime. What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that? You know, I find that very peculiar that he went back there, but who knows what it means? That they say it means he's trying to, you know, garnish more sympathy out of that incident, which ain't gonna really happen. You know, it's dead for that. People already saw it. They know what's up. Their feelings are out there. They feel more about the firefighter than Trump, you know? And yeah, this is, but I'm just curious about that, you know, because usually what they say is the people behind it return to the scene of the crime often. So, and this is the other type, the one that's, you know, I don't know Trump. I mean, I don't know.
Opened up a real lead. It felt like it was his race to lose, but then President Biden dropped out. And now we have a dead heat. So talk to us about where the Trump team feels, where they feel this race is, and what states do they feel the best about, or perhaps those they're worried about?
Well, when I've talked to people in the Trump campaign, they express a kind of quiet confidence about things and the polling that they're seeing internally across battleground states. But look, when you look at this race, it could not be any closer. It's hard to say if anyone's up or down at any one moment in this campaign. And it really, you know, feels like as we're now in the month of October, it's hard to imagine what sort of October surprise might actually be able to move the needle at all in this race.
Yeah, there's certainly already been a bunch of newsworthy events in the last couple of days, the first days of October. The polls, at least for now, remain unchanged. National political correspondent for Politico, Meredith McGraw, thank you as always. We'll talk to you again real soon. And
all right, so the last one I want to check out for a second real quick is Adam Mockler. Look, he went to the Trump rally. Adam Mockler went to, the young guy went to the Trump rally. So let's hear a bit of what
Apropos ekstra gode tilbud.
This is ridiculous. Let's see what he said. Sorry. Here you go, Adam. Let's see what's up.
And that does not put.
He said, This is entitled, I broke this Trump supporter's brain with a simple question. All right, let's.
I'm going to say that any politician that does not put America first is spineless.
Donald Trump multiple times has put himself above America. When it comes to Langford's border bill, he shot it down for political purposes rather than passing the bill, or he told Republicans to shoot down. When it comes to January 6th, I know that we all hate the January 6th word, I'm sorry, but Donald Trump tried to send 7 fake slates of electors to key swing states, and Mike Pence said, I can't go along with this. So Donald Trump in that situation put himself above the Constitution and the democratic processes that have existed since the inception of America. Would you agree?
I don't believe that. I don't agree at all. I was there.
On January 6th.
I was there, okay? So, and I had a lot of friends there, and we were there because we firmly believe and still believe that that election was stolen, okay, as did Trump, okay? So we believe, you know, the government, they work for us.
Yeah.
We are the people. We employ them, okay? So what the people wanted was to know somebody to insure us and recount, do a recount. Okay, that's all we wanted. Recount it. Okay.
Can I ask a genuine question?
Sure.
So in Georgia, for example, they did 3 risk-limiting audits where they recounted it and made sure each ballot was safe. And Kemp, the Republican governor, said, hey, there's no election fraud. Trump has a repeated pattern of saying things are rigged when they're not. He said the Emmys were rigged, the primaries were rigged. He said the 2016 election was rigged. So does it ever worry you when time and...
Look, Trump said the Emmys were rigged. That's make him an expert. You know what I'm saying? He's an expert on everything. The Emmys are rigged, and the election must be rigged too. And guess what? You know, my taxes were rigged. It's all been rigged against me.
Time again, he says everything is rigged.
No, let's talk about facts.
Let's talk about facts.
When you pull down the voter registration from the states that have it available online, I'm an accountant, so I pulled down the data.
Yep.
I ran pivots and looked, oh, look, 1/1/1900, right? Date of birth, invalid. There's a lot of information. If you watch those hearings, how was he able to hack those Dominion?
I'm going to tell you flat out, that's very, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's very, very unlikely because you got to have like 4 qualifying features to even vote. You got to have 4: name, last address, birth date, name, last address, birth, and social security number. I mean, so I'm trying to figure out, I mean, for it to actually go through. You know, they can count it up, but if you got one of those things wrong, they won't use it. That happens sometimes, right? But what did she talk about? The date of birth? Look, when I went in, all I can tell you is this. I went in, I voted for Kamala Harris and Walz just last week. I got my electronic ballot over here in Denmark, right? And I had to verify, first of all, to even register again. I don't know why that was, but I had to do it. And so I had to have all this information. Last voting address, my address in the US. I had to have my social security number. I had to have my date of birth, and I had to have my name just to register. Then when it came time to vote, you have to have this exact information again. But the the registration thing is with your home state. Your home state, the state where you are registered, they know your birth date. That's who's asking. They know your social security number. That's who's asking. They know your name, and they know your address, your last registered address, where you registered at. So they're just asking you when it's time to vote for the same information. And if you get any of them wrong, it's not going to go through. So I don't know what this is, but they do pull ballots out all the time that have incorrect information on it for one reason or another. But that's an extreme minority. You know, you even have to go above that threshold, you know, to win. Like there's a margin of error you have to come above as well. So in any case,
machines live during the hearing and nobody.
Let me see.
Accountant, so I pulled down the data.
Yep.
I ran pivots and looked, oh, look, 1/1/1900, right? Date of birth.
1/1/1900, right? Date of birth.
Invalid. There's a lot of information. If you watch those hearings, how is he able to hack those Dominion machines live?
That was a lie. The Dominion machines were not hacked. There's been an investigation. They were sued for damn near. Hold on, y'all. Let me see here. These people, this is where we go into mental illness. Straight up. This is mental illness. Let me just verify, because I hate to call somebody, to use that so openly. It's not always a good look to use that openly, but let's see here. Let me log in here. What is this up to? Come on now. Accept all. Where is the login at for ChatGPT? Okay, I see. I went to the wrong one here. Sorry. There's the one I want to go to. ChatGPT. Now let me ask something. Was there a Dominion voting machine lawsuit that Dominion won? Let's see here. It should refer to the last election. Now, look, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna pull this up so we can see what this lady is. Oh shit! Should I have done that? Wait, I can do it like this, so we can see what this lady is talking about here.
Yes, Dominion Voting Systems won a significant lawsuit against Fox News. In April 2023, Fox News agreed to pay $787.5 million to Dominion to settle a defamation lawsuit that Dominion had filed against the network. Dominion sued Fox News for $1.6 billion.
Look, this lady, we just go right back. Listen to what she just said here. Check this out. They won the court case. Here it is. They won the court case. And if you can win a court case, that is not such a simple thing to win, because all of that information is out as well to the public. So why don't you prove the case was wrong? But here it says, yes, Dominion, because of people saying that the Dominion voting machines were hacked. This is something Fox News spread. This is something Trump backed up. This is something Rudy Giuliani went around and spread all kinds of crazy stuff. Yes, Dominion Voting Systems won a significant lawsuit against Fox News in April 2023. Fox News agreed to pay $787 million, that's almost $1 billion, to Dominion to settle a defamation lawsuit that Dominion had filed against the network. Now, have they appealed it? Did they win an appeal? Has it been shown to be false that they shouldn't have won this case? No, not in a court of law. Dominion sued Fox News for $1.6 billion, but they got $7.8. Fox settled, alleging that the network had knowingly spread false claims about the company's voting machines. That means the things they were saying turned out to not be true. They couldn't prove what they were saying was true. Being involved in rigging the 2020 election. U.S. presidential election. These claims were promoted on several Fox programs despite evidence to the contrary. And Dominion argued that this had caused significant harm to its business and reputation. While the case was settled before going to trial, the amount Fox News agreed to pay was one of the largest defamation settlements in U.S. history. The settlement did not require Fox to issue a public apology or admit to spreading false information, but it was seen as now check this out. If they had evidence to prove that it was rigged and that they weren't spreading defamation, then why didn't they move forward with the case? Why did they settle? Why would you settle? You really got $780-something million to hand over to somebody for saying because you said something true? Is that how it works? Let me see here. You got to be informed to parry the BS. I appreciate the different perspective. I mean, you know, this is something, you know, they're going to go on and on with this. We know that in any case, but here, let's see. Tucker Carlson got fired. Tucker Carlson was their main man. You see how easily she just sat back? I don't have sufficient information on that. Okay, well, get your ass up, get off of your sofa and get that information. It's out there. Actually, you don't even need to get off of your sofa. You can do and get the information. I mean, just like you get the MAGA information. You know, it's really weird. It's like you have to no sound. Hold on. You said it's no sound, bro? Okay, hold on. All right, you said it was no sound on the video. Let me see. Here we go.
5 hours.
Essentially won that court case. They rolled through Fox News, and Tucker Carlson got fired because of it, right?
I don't have much faith in our system at this point to buy into that,
There's
that they
missing
lost
ballot
that
images.
case.
Pennsylvania, well, where I'm from anyway, I drove 5 hours to get here. There were 10,000 dead people that voted. Now,
That's not true, though.
It is true.
They did.
Did y'all hear that? Can you hear it now on the video? First of all, the lady drove 5 hours. She drove 5 hours to see a damn Trump. Oh, damn. What's wrong with you, lady? What are you wasting your damn time on? Yo, what? Don't you have better shit to do, yo? I can't believe this shit. What the fuck? Yo, don't you know I could fly to DC from here in 6 hours? God damn, and I'm in another country. What the fuck? She hit the road, yo. Why is she taking a damn plane? Oh, okay, maybe the planes weren't up or something. I don't know, but damn, stay your ass at home. Where'd you drive from? Florida? I mean, if you had to drive from hurricane country, I understand. Maybe that was a good move. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't even mention that. This is some crazy shit. How's she gonna get back? Hope she got enough gas money. You know, she's not down with that electric car, but she said dead people. What the hell?
Did risk limiting recounts.
I drove 5 hours to get here. There were 10,000 dead people that voted. Now,
10,000 dead people that voted? This reminds me of that joke, you know, I see dead people. I see dead people. Yo, these folks, they've been kind of, they've been molested. These people have been psychologically molested. Like, this is extreme paranoia right here. This is paranoia. And I feel sorry for these people if they act on that paranoia and with violence. I feel sorry for them. You know, yeah, she bowed it, Donnie. She drove that 5 hours. Damn. I won't even drive, you know, like 5 hours. Come on, take a plane, yo. Believe it, I've seen it happen too. Yeah, this is, hold on, what you talking about? You seen what? You seen dead people? I hope not. But damn, this is crazy. She said 10,000 dead people. They should be arrested since they admitted to be treasonous insurrectionists. Look, let's listen to this lady. I give Adam. If I was in the U.S., I'm gonna tell you flat out. If I was in the U.S., I'd be working with Adam Mockler. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I would go to that goddamn Trump rally. I would be with him the whole time. I'm gonna get a contract. I'm gonna get a contract to cover this shit. This is bizarre. This is bizarre. Straight up.
Lost that case.
Pennsylvania, well, where I'm from anyway, I drove 5 hours to get here. There were 10,000 dead people that voted. Now,
That's not true, though.
It is true.
They did risk limiting recounts in this state. They found 3 or 4 dead voters. So what's your source compared to mine? Is the AG, the governor, and all of these people in the high up positions in PA?
Are they Democrat?
Does it really matter?
It does to me. Because
so when Kemp is a Republican in Georgia and he says there's no election fraud,
he's a rhino.
you think Kemp is a rhino? So
Kemp is a rhino.
So can I genuinely? I want to ask you a question. Donald Trump said the election was going to be stolen before the election even happened.
He knew.
No, he was laying the groundwork, and then he took the stage on election night when 40% of the ballots were counted, and he declared victory prematurely. Then for months, he doubled down on these election fraud claims when people like Bill Barr said there's no fraud.
In the middle of the night?
Did you see it?
Because I
we
saw
went
it
to bed
live.
and Trump
I
was
didn't
up.
go to bed.
Right? We go to bed, we wake up, and what
When you're watching the Super Bowl and you go get a snack and you come back and the score is flipped, are you thinking that the Super Bowl was rigged, or is that how counting works?
Well, when you're adding ballots, how do you subtract?
Right.
You can't. There are no ballots subtracted.
Subtract a score.
So genuinely, it concerns me. It genuinely concerns me when Donald Trump brings these court cases to 60 courts with Trump-appointed judges, and they say there's no fraud. And then when I talk to people like you say we don't trust the courts, we don't trust Mike Pence, you don't trust the FBI,
No,
you don't trust Bill Barr, you don't trust anybody but Donald Trump. Is there anybody other than Trump?
Sure there is.
Like who, like Rudy Giuliani?
Okay,
or...
let's say this, Byron Donalds.
You really, Byron Donalds?
Scott. Oh, I love Byron Donalds.
Really?
And,
Are you going to say Mark Robinson next?
Yes, I am.
You like Mark Robinson?
Yes, I do. Marjorie Taylor. Say this, Byron Donalds.
You really, Byron Donalds?
Scott. Oh, I love Byron Donalds.
Really?
And,
Are you going to say Mark Robinson next?
Yes, I am.
You like?
She likes Mark. African Americans should be the ones paying reparations. Robinson. Yes, she does. That's who she likes. She likes this dude. She likes this guy. I mean, what the hell is up with that? This the guy she like, y'all. Damn! I hate this voice. Hold on, forget that. I'm sorry, I went to the wrong spot. Let me go to my own damn video. In case y'all haven't seen this video, go check it out. It's on my channel. Oh my God, this is the guy. I'm gonna let you hear the guy in case you haven't heard this piece of shit. And yeah, this motherfucker. Yo, he is a work. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Hold on, let me see here. Where is it at? Where the hell is Mark Robinson crazy ass? Is it this one? Is it this one? Look, he's like, somebody. Man, your goddamn ancestors did it. What is he talking about? Somebody did it. Somebody. Yeah, we know who the somebody was. Our ancestors, you dumbass. What the hell? He's acting like we owe. Who do we owe? our ancestors for fighting against slavery? What is he talking about? Somebody did it for you. You didn't do nothing, Negro. You didn't do nothing. Oh, no sound on the video? Oh, hell no. Let's play it back. This one is, oh, wow. Hold on. You got to hear that. Thank you for telling me. Let me pull this one back. All right. You have to hear this. This is insane. This is the lady. She says she liked Mark Robinson. So here we go. I'm sure you'll be able to hear it now. I don't know what's up with the screen, but here we go.
Face. Nobody owes you wanted reparations.
Here it is.
There are some people that were talking about reparations in this country. They wanted reparations. And I remember I made this particular liberal so angry at me because I told them right to their face, nobody owes you anything for slavery. If you want to tell the truth about it, it is you who owes. It's you who owes. Why do you owe? Because somebody in those fields took stripes for you. Somebody after those fields were ended and slavery was ended, somebody had to walk through Jim Crow for you.
Somebody? Yo, he doesn't even know who it was. He's like, somebody walked through those fields for you. Somebody had to take them strikes for you. Somebody had to. Yo, we know, fool. But it wasn't somebody. It was our damn ancestors. What the hell is he talking about? This motherfucker. Yo, he watches trans porn and don't even want to admit it. At least be a proud one. What's the word? I didn't want to hear his ignorant ass anyway. Yes. I ain't want to watch him anyway, man. Like, this dude is foul as hell. And this is the lady. She like his ass. I like Mark Robinson.
Sure there is.
Like who, like Rudy Giuliani?
Okay,
or...
let's say this, Byron Donalds.
You right? Really? Byron Donalds?
Scott. Oh, I love Byron Donalds.
Really? And are you going to say Mark Robinson next?
Yes, I am.
You like Mark Robinson?
I do. Yes, I do. Marjorie Taylor, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, like them all.
Did you read Mark Robinson's post from Nude Africa?
What did he say?
He said he's a black Nazi who reads Mein Kampf and he likes on.
Listen, I don't believe that at all. I don't believe it.
Why did all of his campaign staff drop out then? All of his campaign.
I don't.
Okay, so wait. Can I just ask you, Jen? This is another example of you saying it's a fake story. Right. It's a fake court case. Everything that doesn't comport with your view is fake automatically. Can you see where I run into problems there?
Well, I could see that.
Can you step into my shoes and understand?
Here, how about this? Yeah. How about this? You ready? When I registered to vote for the first time, I was going to vote for Ross Perot because I was a registered libertarian. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I really liked Ross, but then I had to vote for Bill Clinton, and I voted for him twice. Okay, wow. Next comes Obama, and I voted for him twice. Okay, but in 2015, okay, I changed my voting status. I went from libertarian to Democrat to boom, Republican, and I did something for the first time in my voting years, okay? I voted in the primaries to make sure that my vote counted.
Can I ask you what about Trump attracted you so much?
Well, like a lot of other people say, he's a businessman. He would run the country like a business, right? And he wasn't sullied by the politics of, like, someone who's...
Who the hell in the United States of America wants a president to run a country like a damn business? She act like people happy going to work. She act like everybody's getting paid well. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? What kind of business though? Like, who says that? He's going to run a country like a business. That should be a red flag right there. Like, no. You ain't running this country like no business. We already have business people running businesses like business. You know what I'm saying? And business can have you working there making $5 an hour, $7 an hour, and working 3 jobs, not able to get your ass to even be able to afford a place to live, to afford childcare in the place you live, in the town you live, to afford medical care in the town you live. Business can leave your ass like that. And she's talking about, somebody, he gonna run the country like a business. Oh, hell no, you ain't. You're not gonna run none of this shit like a business. You're going to run it like a person that knows about human and civil rights and protecting people's rights. Okay, you can do it all. You can protect people's property, and you can protect people's rights. Okay, you can do both at the same time, but run it like a business. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they don't even want unions. They busting unions. Whoop. Yeah, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Can I flip this over to the other side? Here we go. Because yeah, this restream, I'm just getting used to it now. So now it makes sense. Yeah, it looks more normal because for some reason the way they angled the cameras and stuff. But what do y'all think? Do you think somebody needs to run the country like a business? You know, I mean, next thing you know is I want somebody who's going to run the United States like a slave master. You know, that was a business. People had to pick cotton. We needed cotton. That was an industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, miss me with all that. Been there, done that before. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no slave masters running the country no more. She acting like she fresh out of bondage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What got me is she said she voted for Obama twice. I'm like, so if you voted for Obama twice, why did you vote for Obama? How can you vote for Obama and then just all the way over to something totally, completely, utterly, totally nothing close to Obama? You voted for a guy that said he wasn't even an American citizen. Like, what the hell? I don't know. This shit is topsy-turvy, yo. That's why the country was in dire straits. He bankrupt ass couldn't even, keep his so-called business above water. However, his grifting business is in full effect. Yeah, Donald Trump is grifting right now, and he just been grifting the whole election cycle. Buy his tennis shoes, buy his Medal of Honor, buy his what else can you buy from Donald Trump? You could buy Donald Trump crypto now. You can next thing you know, they're gonna be having Donald Trump hamburgers and shit. Something like that. I don't know what else you can do at this point. Well, oh yeah, he did the hurricane relief grifting, you know? Next thing you know, he's gonna have his own private election and shit, you know? Except you're gonna have to pay to vote, you know? Facts. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna be out at the moment. It's been like an hour and a half. This is crazy. You know, I'm liking Restream a little bit, but I'm not really. It's something I gotta get used to, and it seems like it's dragging more than StreamYard drag. StreamYard didn't drag. I didn't have an issue with StreamYard dragging, but maybe I need to research a little bit. Maybe it's the browser. Maybe that I need to look into the details. You know, because StreamYard, you need to use Chrome. And I'm using Chrome right now for Restream, and you know, it seems to be dragging. So I need to tweak the settings, but I appreciate everybody for coming out. What's the word? Good to see you again. Thank you. And Andrea, damn, let me smack myself. Andrea, Donnie, Pumpkin. Yeah, Things Worth Knowing. Yeah, everybody go over to Things Worth Knowing website or YouTube page and click like if you can see it. I'm not sure what the handle is. And what's the word for today? What's your handle? Put your handle in the chat also. Bev, Things Worth Knowing. Put your handle in the chat and we can keep it pushing from there. Yeah, I'm not going to be back tonight, but I'll be online. I'm going to catch some of y'all if anybody's online. I don't know if Break Room was online or Shaka might be online. You know what I'm saying? I think Shaka said he's Ma'at Forever. He said he's doing his studies right now in Egyptology. So yeah, so he hasn't really been live lately. But yeah, folks, stay up on this election. Here also again, the link to the misinformation that is going around that the federal government put out, FEMA put out, is right here. It's in the chat. So go to that link. Don't go to other links, and make sure you verify the information you're receiving from people regarding this hurricane, because the last thing you want to do is get bad advice from a psychopath, a nut on the internet when your life is in dire straits. You need real, reliable information to get your way through this disaster. And another disaster is coming. So, and also, by the way, when you find out that people are spreading false information, report it. Report it. Have it removed, and also curse their ass out too. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a person that has people affected by this hurricane, or you have been affected by the hurricane. Like, don't let people screw you over. You know, yeah. And on that note, yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. Matter of fact, hold on, let me drop the link in case somebody want to hop up real quick. I got 5-10 more minutes. Let me just throw that in here. You know, it might have been something I missed here today. Go ahead. I'm gonna you can hop up. Here go the link right here. There we go. And let me see something. Two seconds, y'all. Stay right here. I'm just gonna get a cup of coffee. If you want to hop up, hop on up. Just give me 1 minute. I'm gonna be right back. All right. I'm back. Let me see if anybody came up. Okay, I don't see nobody in here right now. Yeah, okay, y'all. So I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna catch y'all on the low. I got a busy like 11 days coming up. You know, my work schedule is going to be packed. But I appreciate everybody again. Follow up on the information regarding what the parties represent. Again, even when it comes to the election, not just the hurricane, make sure the information you're getting regarding the parties and the candidates and what they actually represent on the platform, anything where you're talking about a bill that they voted for, you need to follow up on it. You need to read it yourself, and you need to start getting a little non-tolerant about people spreading false information, because again, it affects your life. Can you imagine going to work? You go into a new job, they give you a contract to sign. You don't read the contract, and the person is telling you things to your face. It's going to be all right, girl. You're going to have a good old time. Yeah, homeboy, no problem, man. We like you here. We like you here, Donnie, man. Come on, Donnie. Yeah, we can't wait to get you in here. Yeah, no problem, man. Oh, man, you're going to love it. We got all kinds of benefits for you. We're going to do this and that. You don't read the detail. You sign the contract, and then what? It turns out to not be true. Well, that's how you need to treat dis and misinformation, lies. You need to go about it that way when you're doing this stuff. Make sure you know what you're voting for. Make sure you know what information you're talking about. Make sure of all of that. And because the devil is in the detail, you know? She's gonna hit the link. She can hop her ass up. No problem. I mean, it's an open. I don't have any problem with anybody from any background speaking their mind. But you know, I'll be damned if you're gonna come up here and just think that I don't think that I'm not capable of researching what you tell me. You ain't gonna come up here to my face and like just say any old damn thing and think I'm going for it. Yo, I'm a 54-year-old man. I'm ready to know what's up. I'm ready, and I'm also ready to do my job too. To do what's necessary, to do what's asked, to do what's necessary. But whatever I'm going to do is going to be based on solid information and research. It's not going to just be some bullshit you told me that I'm going to act on. You can't just come to me and get me like that. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Andrea. Keep up the good energy, VP. Yeah, we're here. Yeah, you too. I appreciate it. Like the song say, ain't that a... It is, yo. I think I'm going to leave y'all with crazy ass man here. I hope this, I hope you can hear it. You know, I really hope you can hear this, the audio. Let me know if you can't and I'll correct it. I'll see y'all. Peace.
There are some people that were talking about reparations in this country. They wanted reparations. And I remember I made this particular liberal so angry at me because I told them right to their face, nobody owes you anything for slavery. If you want to tell the truth about it, it is you who owes. It's you who owes. Why do you owe? Because somebody in those fields took stripes for you. Somebody after those fields were ended and slavery was ended, somebody had to walk through Jim Crow for you. Somebody fought wars and died for you. Somebody lived less than because they didn't have what you have, and they did it for you.
And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot.
And Jake asked James Clyburn about that. Also, President Biden had said something recently. He said, Donald Trump has been showing black Americans his true colors for years, an incompetent anti-black tyrant who holds us to such low regard that he publicly dined with white nationalists a week after declaring his 2024 candidacy. Come November, no matter how many disingenuous voter engagement events he attends, black Americans will show Donald Trump we know exactly who he is. What do you think of the support that he's been getting?
I don't think it's real. And I don't know if anybody else would disagree with me at this table. I do think that there are two different things that could be true at the same time. One is that the Democratic Party has for a very long period of time taken black voters for granted. And there is a question right now about the energy that is behind Joe Biden from black voters and supporting him in November. That is true. What's also true and can be said is that Donald Trump is a racist who utilizes racism as a political currency. I can remember going back in studio in 2016 when Jake Tapper was interviewing him about David Duke, and he acted like he didn't know who David Duke was on the eve of the Mississippi primary.
Ask you about the Anti-Defamation League, which this week called on you to publicly condemn unequivocally the racism of former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke, who recently said that voting against you at this point would be treason to your heritage. Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
Well, just so you understand, I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know, did he endorse me or what's going on? Because, you know, I know nothing about David Duke. I know nothing about white supremacists. And so you're asking me a question that I'm supposed to be talking about people that I know nothing about.
But I guess the question from the Anti-Defamation League is, even if you don't know about their endorsement, there are these groups and individuals endorsing you. Would you just say unequivocally you condemn them and you don't want their support?
Well, I have to look at the group. I mean, I don't know what group you're talking about. You wouldn't want me to condemn a group that I know nothing about. I'd have to look. If you would send me a list of the groups, I will do research on them, and certainly I would disavow if I thought there was something wrong. But you may have groups in there that are totally fine, and it would be very unfair. So give me a list of the groups, and I'll let you know.
Okay, I mean, I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, but...
I don't know any, honestly, I don't know David Duke. I don't believe I've ever met him. I'm pretty sure I didn't meet him, and I just don't know anything about him.
The former president, he's now distancing himself from the controversial Project 2025. That's a massive proposed overhaul of the federal government, which includes firing tens of thousands of government workers and replacing them with Trump loyalists. It also calls for cutting Social Security benefits. It was drafted by longtime allies and former officials in Trump's administration. Trump posted on his social media website that he knows nothing about it and has no idea who's behind it. This comes days after the head of the think tank responsible for the program suggesting there would be a second American revolution.
The fact that he keeps, and even Lindsey Graham said it tonight, that, you know, black Americans have a propensity to commit crimes, etc., to hypersexualize us, to hypercriminalize us, to keep falling into these tropes. That is the type of racism that plays to the base of his party. He says these things to black voters to their faces, the ones who are ignorant enough to be in that room, not talking to them. That's what people miss. Donald Trump is not talking to black voters when he goes down these tropes. He's actually talking to white voters and to his base to churn them up and build in a lot of the resentment that we see. A lot of the things that we see that are going on in this country about people who are coming out is because there's some fear that they're being replaced either by black or brown voters. And when you see him talking down to black folk in their face, there is a large swath of the American public who says, I like the way that sounds. And that's the currency that he uses. So I think two things can be true. The Democratic Party has been laying on their asses for too long when it comes to black voters. That is true. You're seeing that catch up with them. And Donald Trump's a racist.
Yeah, but what explains, I mean, I don't, far be it from me to explain, you know, African-American voting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what explains his rise in popularity? And every poll you see, something has to account for that, right?
Well, a couple things. First of all, everything that you just said is correct, which is why the vast majority of black people, male, female, every category, are going to vote against Donald Trump again.
Correct.
So that's the big solid rock. But there is this margin that's beginning to waver and beginning to move, which is what you're talking about. And I think that there are some people. Look, I mean, we hold up the sneakers.
Something I've been talking about for 12 years, 13 years, and I think it's going to be a big success. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. What's the most important thing? To go out and vote, right? We have to go out and vote. We got to get young people out to vote. And you're going to vote, and we're going to turn this thing around. This country's not doing so well. We're going to turn this country around fast. We're going to turn it around fast. And we're going to remember the young people, and we're going to remember SneakerCon. You know that.
Trumping that stuff is horrifying to anybody with good sense. But where's the motion coming from? I think there's some frustration in the Democratic Party that you're talking about, Bakari, that we've been taking for granted. That some of our issues didn't get taken seriously enough this time around, whether it's voting rights, whether it's police reform, etc. And there's some fatigue. And so, and I think you're starting to see that. I think there is this weird nostalgia that is about, well, under Trump, the pre-COVID, the economy was better. We got some criminal justice reform, and some of the stimulus support was welcome. So what's actually happening, though, is that there is an online influence campaign.
Correct.
Some of it, I think, is coming from Russia, China, and Iran, that is whipping up that conversation way unnaturally.
Let me just look at poll numbers. Going back to 2008, seeing some sort of a shift among black men siding with the Republican Party. We put that up for McCain, 5%, Romney in 2012, 11%, Donald Trump 2016, 13%, Donald Trump 2020, 19%.
Can I put it out there that it says black male support? And one thing we're not acknowledging is the growing gender divide that is happening across the board with partisanship, that men in general are trending more Republican, women in general, especially young women, are trending more Democratic, and that this is affecting. You could probably talk very similarly about Latino men, etc.
Yes.
So that's one thing. And the other thing is we do have a tendency to blow up this particular dialogue, which has been around for a very long time. There have always been black conservatives, and they've always made a very similar argument, which is that the Democratic Party takes you for granted. I actually don't hear anything all that new in this, but I understand what you're saying about optics, which I think is important to show that I'm out here just saying whatever, I'm not worried about microaggressions or wokeism or any of that stuff. I'm out here telling the truth. There could be lots of reasons why people might want to wear a Trump mugshot shirt.
So, Saga Massey, someone from Illinois, an unarmed black woman, was shot the other day in her home by a deputy sheriff. The deputy has since been charged with murder. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. You said police would get immunity from prosecution if you win. Why should someone like that officer have immunity, in your opinion?
Immunity? I don't know the exact case, but I saw something.
Seen on body camera video opening her front door to her Springfield, Illinois home for the final time. After investigators say in the early morning hours of July 6th, she called 911 about a possible intruder.
Notice how Trump doesn't know anything about nobody, none of this stuff that affects black folks' lives. He doesn't know nothing about the KKK. He don't know nothing about David Duke. He doesn't know anything, ever. He doesn't know anything about the details. Has he ever come out and made another comment? Who else has asked him about this? Does he know anything about this shooting now? I'm out, but listen, things have changed since then. There's been a hurricane. There's been a lot of conversation. There's been a lot of disinformation proven. All I can say is that I believe Black Americans are going to be voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And, I believe my people are clever enough overall to read between the lines and to read the detail, the devil in the detail. And I think they can see the difference. So